Hello everyone, this is Sirisha. Welcome back to Creative Math 07. I hope you are all doing well. Before we start today's video, please allow me to take 2 to 3 minutes to share some important information. I have created a playlist for SSC students called SSC Math Preparation. This playlist is helpful for those preparing for the SSC board exam. I will also upload videos on geometry. Please don't get confused with the videos and topics. Check the playlist for all the information. Let's get into today's video. By the thumbnail and title, you may have already guessed it. This video continues my question and answer session on the topic of types of lines. I want to add more questions that are useful, and I will show you how to find congruent lines for a given figure. My next question is, if two slanting lines intersect, what can be concluded? They are parallel, they form congruent lines, they meet at a single point, they never meet. If you observe the figure, the two lines meeting at a common point. So my answer is they meet at a single point. My next question is, which of the following is an example of parallel lines? Open scissors, the hands of a clock, in trapezium one pair of opposite sides, the blades of a fan. Just recollect the definition of parallel lines. Parallel lines do not meet each other. Open scissors, it is an example for intersecting lines. The hands of a clock, they meet at some point. The blades of a fan, they are connected. In trapezium, one pair of opposite sides. This is the example for parallel lines. So the answer is C. One pair of opposite sides in trapezium. My next question is, find the parallel lines, intersecting lines and congruent lines. You have to find the parallel lines, intersecting lines and congruent lines for the given figure. In my previous video, I told you how to find parallel lines and intersecting lines. When do you say two lines are said to be parallel? If they do not meet each other or intersect each other. From the given figure, it is clear that L and N are parallel lines. Similarly, P and Q are parallel lines because they do not meet each other or intersect each other. So I can write L and N are parallel lines, and similarly P and Q are parallel lines. I can say L and N are parallel lines and P and Q are parallel lines. Now coming to intersecting lines. In my previous video, I told you how to find intersecting lines. If two lines intersect at one point, then we can say that those lines are intersecting lines. If you observe the figure, LP is an intersecting line. It is intersecting at this point. At the same time, it is intersecting at this point. LO is an intersecting line. It is intersecting at this point. LQ is an intersecting line. If you observe MNOP, you have so many lines. They are intersecting at one point. So you can consider MN as intersecting lines. MO is, they are also intersecting lines. MP is also intersecting lines. NO. So there are so many intersecting lines. Two lines intersect at one point, then we call them as intersecting lines. So if you observe N is also intersecting at Q. So NQ is also an intersecting line. So let us write intersecting lines. If you observe, I wrote all the intersecting lines, possible intersecting lines. Now we have to find the congruent lines. Just recollect the definition. Three or more lines meet at a point. Then the lines are said to be congruent. If you observe the figure, three or more lines passing through one point or three or more lines meet at one point, then those lines are said to be congruent. If you observe MNOP, all these lines are passing through one point. This is the point. So I can say MNOP are congruent lines. So MNOP are congruent lines. My next question is, which of the following is an example for congruent lines? Open scissors, wheel of a bicycle, an open door, sides of a blackboard. Open scissors is an example for intersecting lines. An open door is an example for angle. Sides of a blackboard, it is an example for parallel lines. If you recollect the definition of congruent lines, three or more lines passing through one point, then those lines are called congruent lines. Wheel of a bicycle, if you observe the spokes, they are meeting at one point. So wheel of a bicycle is an example for congruent lines. My next question is, which of the following best describes a vertical line? Lines that turn left to right, lines that are parallel to the ground, lines that go up and down, lines that are lightly tilted. If you observe the straight line, it is extending towards up and down. So my answer is, the lines that go up and down are vertical lines. My next question is, what is the point where congruent lines meet called? Midpoint, vertex, centroid, point of congruency. If three or more lines passing through one point, then those lines are called congruent lines, and the point is called point of congruency. So the answer is point of congruency. My next question is, what is the point called when two intersecting lines meet? Vertex, point of intersection, side, center. If two lines intersect at one point, that point is called point of intersection. So the answer is B, point of intersection. My next question is, which of the following statement is true for parallel lines? Parallel lines intersect at a point, three or more lines meet at a point, parallel lines never meet. Scissors is a best example of parallel lines. If you observe the figures and recollect the definition of parallel lines, the statement parallel lines never meet is the true statement for parallel lines. I hope you found this video helpful. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more.